have we here? You heard my call. You're imbalanced, Swampy.
How would it Swampy looking for stuff? It calls to you.
Hello, explorers, and welcome to episode 16. And the Ahsoka hype is off the charts. As always, you are joined by me, Jack, and my fellow hosts, Jimmy and Taylor. And like I mentioned, Ahsoka is nearly upon us. How's the hype and yourself over there then, Jimmy?
Oh my goodness. Every time I see a clip, they've released another one today a couple hours ago, and it's just like 15 seconds, and it's called Remember Her Name, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to think, like, if I've been this hyped for all these other shows. I don't think the lead up has been this much. I'm hyped. Let's go. So,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's been absolutely crazy. It's the same over here. What about you, Taylor?
I'm super excited too. Now I've officially started not watching the trailers and the different clips and stuff. There's just so many. I don't even know which ones I've watched and which ones I haven't now. But I'm super excited. I've been wearing my Ahsoka necklace everywhere, which actually yesterday started burning my neck, so I had to take it off. So I don't know what happened with I've been wearing it so much, I'm wearing the crap out of it, so I can't wear it anymore because now it's burning my neck. So
Nice.
super excited.
Yeah, it seems the Ahsoka hype's hit worldwide. I'm absolutely off my head, ready to go. It's crazy. I've stopped watching trailers and clips now. It is getting a bit mad with the clips. Obviously, with the strikes and everything like that, I understand why. But yeah, the hype is real. I don't think I've ever been this hyped for a TV program, ever. Not even the second season of Mandalorian. The first season of Mandalorian was a bit what to expect. But now we've seen it. We know what we're expecting, sort of thing. Yeah, super hyped for Ahsoka. Super hyped.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I don't know if everyone knows this yet, but on Wednesdays we will drop Ahsoka HQ. We want to be the place that you guys come for, and we're gonna get up. Jack's getting up at 2:00 in the morning.
Literally, actually. Well, he's gonna have to get up earlier because that's when it airs at 2. So he's gonna have to be ready, coffee made.
Yeah,
but yeah, so
any craziness that comes out, you'll know why.
So very excited to be able to do that with you guys. So how's everybody? Everybody doing all right though? Everyone had good weeks?
Yeah, it's not been too bad. Just relaxing still. Got some more time off. I'm going into my last week off now. Been on holiday down in a sunny place called Cornwall. No signal whatsoever. I took my Star Wars book, Catechism, ready to go. I actually didn't get through any pages of that. So that's a complete failure. I took it with me.
Gotta get the travel mileage on those books.
What about you, Taylor?
I am back at Lake Cowichan. I'm camping right now. In a 10-person tent with 3 of us and my dog. But I've escaped to some Wi-Fi for a short moment, and then after this, I'm gonna leave and go. We're gonna go crabbing to see if we catch anything.
Nice.
But I brought my Bloodline book, which I have been reading for so long, and I seem to always get through only a couple chapters at a time. But I've just finished it, and it's the one where Leia's older. It's pre-Force Awakens, and it's pretty much tells you where the First Order comes from, and it comes from pretty much in the Senate. It's really good. So that's been my my week has been relaxing by the beach and reading a book.
Very cool.
About you,
very
Jimmy?
Cool. Oh man, school started back with our first full week, and it has been insanely hot. In the 40s here, if you guys are overseas and will understand that. I think that I checked once, and it would have been 45 or 46 where you guys are. It was 119, 115. We're switching to morning practices all next week. So I'll be up at 4:45, meeting the kids at 5, so we can try to beat the heat and no one die. So that's important. But yeah, it's been a good week. Yeah,
know the signs of heat exhaustion.
Yeah, oh yeah. We preach all of that stuff. So safety first. We'll take care of these kids and we'll get rolling. And it's been a lot of fun. My wife is coaching with me for the first time, and that has been enjoyable to have her there. So yeah, it's good. I'm ready to jump into some Star Wars, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay then. So let's see then. So forcing counts for this week. What do we have?
So kind of ties into school, right? We have a lot of turnover last year, and we got some new guys in our department, and a couple of them were kind of nerdies. And so I took one of the guys today, and I took him to 2 different comic book shops, and so it was pretty fun to kind of show him around Wichita. And we went to the biggest one, was Prairie Dog, just so we could see what's all out there, because he wants to get in. He's into Star Wars. He's a fan. He's going to start getting into the High Republic. And I was trying to show him all the comics and all this stuff, and explain to him the books and things like that. And he's a little overwhelming. And I thought that was it's kind of interesting to me, because like he's in Star Wars, he knows Star Wars. I mean, we've already had many conversations about it, but trying to jump into this now for somebody, it is overwhelming. Like, because I mean, there's all the comics, all the books. And I don't know. I told him, I was like, I don't know if you need to start with phase 1 and try to, come into phase 3 late or whatever, but we're gonna revisit it. I told him to go look some stuff up. I have the list for him. But yeah, so it was pretty cool. It was fun to be able to do that, and it's also cool to see it from someone from the outside, because like the 3 of us are nerds and we're in it. We've been in it, and so I think that's something I want to think about a little bit, and maybe do some videos on, or something about just kind of like how to get into it in a decent way. And if anyone has an awesome idea, or any of our listeners have good ideas, let us know. So yeah, that was my Force Encounter. Is pretty cool. So I'm excited to help him out and get him started.
Awesome.
Like
These are his first steps.
Yeah, I've got something quite similar. So a good friend of mine, Dom, he absolutely detests anything nerdy or sci-fi.
He's friends with you.
Yeah, I remember yesterday I was out for a drink, and he had a surprise for me. And he was wearing a Star Wars top, and he'd also bought me a Star Wars top for me to wear. So he was walking around town in our Star Wars tops. And we sat there drinking, and he started humming. He started humming Star Wars. I turned to him, because have you just learnt that for today? He's like, yes, I have. So it's a big shout out to Dom. He will be listening.
Wow.
Hopefully he's got his Star Wars top on. Again, similar to Jimmy, I haven't given him a list of anything yet, but it's coming. I've got to start with the films first, because he's not seeing anything. But we'll see what happens.
Oh my goodness. Well, welcome, Dom.
Welcome to the crazy house.
Yeah. What about you, Taylor? Have you got anything?
Honestly, I think I always say that. Sorry. My Force Encounters was just having time to read my book, which I don't know. I have been reading that Bloodline book since I was sick in the hospital like last year.
Oh wow.
But I finally finished it, and it was a good book. Like, it's about like the different chancellors, and like how I don't think they have chancellors anymore. It's like a first senator now, and it's all about Leia and the Senate and a couple other people in Hosnian Prime. And it's just like, I know all these characters live on Hosnian Prime, and it's like a few years later they're about to get destroyed. So that and I mean, I guess the Ahsoka necklace like burning my neck to death. So it's like the top layer of like fake metal is like worn off, and it's like oxidizing. I don't know. So that was awesome. That was my Ahsoka burning into me.
That's one for the Jedi archives later on. Then this month.
Yeah, it's such a good one. Yeah, by Claudia Gray, I think, too. Let's see what news we have coming from Batu.
All right, some lucky fans this weekend got to see the screening for the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka, which is, I mean, I can't even imagine seeing it on the big screen. The news, and I've watched 5 or 6 different reactions, and man, they've been really, really positive. Just kind of watching some YouTube like reactions when they're first coming out, and man, people are pumped. Like Christian Harloff and some of them, excited. I've watched people, I don't even know who they are, and no one has said anything negative about it, really. I mean, there's some things with like maybe the volume here or whatever, or maybe the pacing or whatever. but it looks really great. And of course, we also have new release times, so that's exciting. That's very exciting. It's going to make Taylor and I's life a lot easier.
A
It's going to
lot
make
easier.
Jack's a little bit miserable for a while. So, but yeah,
and I'm super impressed with those as well, because I've not really come across any major spoilers. So those that have been there haven't really spoiled anything. So kudos to those people. And hopefully they do more stuff like it if people are actually, abiding by the so-called unwritten rule, if you like.
Yeah. I mean, how can they tell us all the spoilers when we're seeing them all in every trailer every 2 hours?
A good point.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm excited. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Like, I'm literally like, let's go Tuesday. So
instead of us getting it on Wednesday, like we've been looking forward to for months, Jimmy and I, because we're ahead of you guys over in the UK, we get it on Tuesday night after work, so it's like perfect for us to watch it.
Yeah. And we've got a list of all the times in that, Jimmy, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. So 2 a.m. BST will be on Wednesday, August 23rd. Sorry, I know you guys say it differently. 23rd August. And then 3 a.m. What flag is that?
That's Central European time.
Central European time. Sorry. I was like, what?
That's pretty much people east of the UK.
Okay, so that's also coming out 3 a.m. on 23rd of August. And of course 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's Taylor, I believe. 20. That's on Tuesday nights, and then it'll be 8 o'clock for us here in Central Standard Time. And then we got 9 p.m. on the East Coast. So it's pretty awesome that it's going to be like an evening. They started doing that with Ted Lasso. Apple did. It was supposed to come out on Wednesdays, but you could watch it every Tuesday night at like 8 o'clock. So it's going to be pretty awesome. I'm excited to see I hope it goes well. I hope it gets people talking, and so they continue to do this. I mean, again, for us, Taylor and I, it's really good. Jack, I'm sorry that you have to get up, but
Yeah. It's the sort of thing to do with the Mandalorian where we had it sort of first. I think it's time to let someone else have a turn, so to speak. I think it's going to be harder though for people in the UK to avoid the spoilers. So that's for the whole day. That's the only advice we can give.
I would get up on all the other shows. I would get up at 5 a.m. and watch them, so I didn't get spoiled. And I won't even on my phone that much during the school day. So yeah. But
well, I get to see it first, so I'll try not to spoil it for anybody. Because we'll be recording right after, so.
That we will.
The third episode of Ahsoka is due to be released on August 30th. Would that be August 29th then for some people?
No, it'll still be August the 30th.
It'll still be the 30th.
31st for some people.
Okay. And the third episode has the shortest run time of the other two, of the first three. So the third one is going to be 34 minutes and 50 seconds long. Second episode is going to be 42 minutes long, and the first episode is going to be 54 minutes long. But we're going to watch episode 1 and 2 right behind each other. So 54 plus 42, a minute, hour.
We got like an hour, almost an hour and 40 minutes, so 30 some minutes. So it's gonna be pretty good. So I'm excited for that. We kind of guessed that last week, saying that the first episode is probably be longer, much like Mando season 2. Intro was almost an hour long, and then we'll kind of start getting into it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some of our explorers were even talking about, like, how do you think it's going to open up on the first episode? And I think they're going to open right up in the middle of, like, a plan. Like, they're right in the middle of doing something. I don't know. It's not going to open up casually. I don't think so.
And then last of all, then we've finally got our list of directors with Dave Filoni taking over from episode 1. And then he's then going on to the 5th episode. Again, more than content with Dave Filoni. We know what he's done before. We've then got Steph Green. They are doing 2 episodes, I believe. They are going to be doing episodes 2 and 3. Steph Green is famous for the Book of Boba Fett, where they did episode 1. They've also known from HBO's Watchmen, Billions of the Americans. We've then got Peter Ramsey, who's quite famous for doing the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Universe. So again, he's quite known. He's going to be doing episode 4. We've then got, apologies that I absolutely butcher your name now, it's Jennifer Getzinger. Again, quite famous work that they've done is Mad Men, Daredevil and Westworld, and also Desperate Housewives. They're going to be doing the 6th episode of Ahsoka, so that might be one to look out for. Next is Geeta Avasant Patel. Again, did direct the 8th episode of House of Dragon, which is quite famous and celebrated. Aside from the Game of Thrones or the House of Thrones stuff, they've also done the Mindy Project, The Great, the Dead to Me, and Santa Clarita Diet. They just did.
Santa
She's just
Clarita,
doing one episode. That's the one. So again, we're doing just one episode, which is going to be episode 7. And last but not least, the season finale is going to be done by Rick Famuyiwa. Again, as we already know with him, lots of action.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking forward to.
Lots of action. Sort of in safe hands with both Dave and Rick. So again, we know what they've done, and I'd probably argue against safe hands with Steph Green. What are your thoughts, Taylor?
I think we've got a good mix of people in here. We've got, you said Steph was responsible for the first episode of Boba Fett, where we got our story, where he comes out with the flashbacks. That was a good episode.
Sorry, episode 2.
Episode 2. And those early episodes of Boba Fett were good. It was the ones at the end that confused everybody, and the ones in the middle that jump back and forth. So I think we're good for that. We've got a good storyteller.
Yeah.
Yes, we know Rick Famuyiwa or however you pronounce his name. He came right from the bottom, worked his way to the top, and his episodes are full of action. So we know we're getting an epic space battle at the end of this season, which I'm so here for. Yeah. What about you guys? I don't know. I've never heard of the other ones.
Well, I mean, those other two for episodes 6 and 7, those are some serious accolades. Game of Thrones is no joke. I mean, those are some big time productions, lots of special effects, so that's exciting to see that, I'm going to miss Bryce Dallas Howard. She always seems to nail episodes, and Deborah Chow.
Yeah.
I know I loved her Mando episodes, maybe not as high on some of the Kenobi stuff, but her Mando stuff was like off. I mean, her episodes in Mando are my favorite ones, but yeah, I'm excited for this list. I think, and then of course, Dave will be overseeing it like as a showrunner. And then of course Jon Favreau will be there. So I am really looking forward to this, and these directors, man, they're going to bring it. So that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Peter Ramsey as well. Again, just with the Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah,
Spider-Man. The Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. When I first seen it coming out, I weren't too keen, but yeah, absolutely love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse stuff that they've done. And also, Peter Ramsey had done episode 5 of The Mandalorian season 3. So again, we're sort of in safe hands. So I think with the Ahsoka stuff, the overall general feeling is, yes, there's some new people coming on scene. People that are there are already established with Star Wars, so we know we're safe to an extent. Obviously, never say never. But then the people that are new coming into it, like Jimmy said, they've got some good pedigree behind them, good experience, and yeah. So looking forward to it as always. And that wraps it up for this week's news. Happy days. So now then, it's Rebel Rundown time.
Rebel Rundown.
You rebel scum.
Rebel Rundown.
I rebel.
Okay, so this week then is our final Rebel Rundown before this show, Ahsoka, begins, and it's Thrawn time. So, Thrawn, the Blue Man, Red-Eyed General himself, or Admiral now probably. What do we think about Thrawn? Let's start with you then, Jimmy. What's your thoughts on him?
Oh, man. He is the Star Wars alien equivalent of Sherlock Holmes. If you and I mean, I say that in a good thing. I love him in Rebels. I think he's a great bad guy. Cool, calm, cool, and collected. Super intelligent. Someone that is a a worthy adversary, but not being like, he doesn't have to be all men. Like, he's scary because he's not scary.
Yeah.
You know, he's so calm and so cool, collected. And if you read the books and things like that, sometimes I feel like he can be a little too much. Like, he never makes any mistakes or whatever. Like, the fact that Ezra got him gets him in the end. But yeah, great alien. I love the backstory. If people like Thrawn, they got to read the first new trilogy that Timothy Zahn wrote with like Eli Vanto and stuff. I think there's a lot in those that really show what he's like. But yeah, I thought he was great. I love how he used art, and he appreciates, you know, you can tell a lot from people by their art and things like that. And, you know, I think that's pretty cool. And you can just tell, like, Timothy Zahn must be a really intelligent man, because he had to think that up and he had to understand that. So I think that makes Thrawn a really dangerous adversary, because you can't hide that. You can't hide that information. Like, you can't. So it's pretty cool. I think he's a great villain. I'm excited to see. I do have a prediction, though, when we get into the show stuff, but I'm excited to see him.
Nice. Yeah.
What about you, Taylor? What do you think, Taylor?
I really like Thrawn. I don't know a whole ton about him. Like, I've read books with him in it, like mostly the extended universe books. I haven't gotten into any of I don't know, hardcore Thrawn stuff, but he is a good villain because he's so planned out. He's so smart. And is that just because, like, his people, the Chiss, are that smart, or is he just that smart of a person? Like, he's the only alien ever to be put into the Empire, accepted into the Empire, really, that we know of, right? Because the Empire doesn't accept aliens, right?
Yeah, no. To answer your question, his whole the Chiss people are all super intelligent, but he does set himself above the rest of them. So they're all like he is for the most part, but he is like a next level genius.
Yeah, exactly. He's always just one step ahead of everybody else. He's thinking what everyone else is thinking before they're thinking it. But yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm excited to see him. I'm excited.
Yeah. I can't remember the species or film or movie. It might even be the battle droids, but it's where someone battles against something, and every time they battle against them, they remember the tactics and then get smarter. And then next time, they have to do something different. I'm sure it's the battle droids.
Oh, that's from Marvel, isn't it? Isn't that the bad guy in Marvel? And then Black Widow?
Might be something like that, but that's what he reminds me of. Because you can't use the same strategy twice. You cannot. So people have to always adapt a different way to try and beat him. He is a very interesting character in the books. I've read some of the books, the trilogy. I think they turned it into comics now as well, so it's a bit of an easier read for people. But the Chiss, are super smart. I know there was a thing where there's a couple of them that were force sensitive, but there's an interesting quote that I found where it says, "My job, the sole reason for my existence, is to defend the Chiss ascendancy and protect my people. I will do whatever is necessary to achieve that goal, and I will allow nothing and no one to stand in my way." This guy is fearless. But yeah, who knows what he means by that. Again, very, very smart. Always has been from the off. I didn't realise he had a brother until I researched him. Yeah, he used to have a brother called Thras. And Thrawn's actually not even his real name. That's just his core name. His actual name. Here we go.
Good luck. Here we go.
Kivra Naru. So whoever thought that genius name and then thought, no, Thrawn, happy days. Kudos to you guys. But yeah, big fan of him. Just straight from the off, tactical genius. And I like the fact that he worked with Vader's First Legion as well and worked his way up for the ranks. You're not just getting given this admiral guy. You saw him in Rebels, like you're saying, Jimmy. He appreciates art and culture because he likes to learn about every single thing or person that, not even that he's coming up against, that he just likes to know everything, every intricate detail, which is a really good quality to have. But yeah, Thrawn. Now, we had some comments from some of our explorers as well. Kathleen, she got to us and she said, "I hope Thrawn is a legit badass. I fear I will still dislike Rosario Dawson. Excited but cautious. I really didn't enjoy the most recent season of Mando, so I'm afraid it might be too much like that." She also went on to say, "I think Sabine has some Force tendencies, but I don't think she's a Jedi. I I don't think she is a Jedi who would have trained her, ? So again, nice, interesting comment there. And the next comment we've got is from Anakin Crespin as well. He said, I cannot wait for Thrawn. I'm sure they will use him sparingly, especially since he's the most likely the villain for Dave Filoni's movie. But I know Lars Mikkelsen is going to do a great job. He already does the voice perfectly, 100% agree. But I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with the physicality he was basically made for that role. So we'll start with you then, Taylor. What did you think? What do you think about those comments?
I think they're good. She says, Kathleen said that she doesn't really like Rosario Dawson, and that's fine. She's a little bit different than what we expected. I don't know. I wasn't expecting Rosario Dawson to play Ahsoka, and at first I didn't really like the idea either. I just kind of pictured somebody with a lot bigger eyes, but really, if you think about it, like, there's no real human with those kind of features that would suit her anyways. So I think Rosario does play her really well, like this strong, like fearless woman. So I think she's going to change your mind, Kathleen. I think you're going to like her after this. But yeah, I also do hope they use Thrawn sparingly as well, because like if they just throw Thrawn into it right away, then that's like the whole season of Ahsoka looking for him, right? Like she's literally been looking for him since middle of Mando that we've been watching for years. So if all of a sudden they're like, bam, we found him and Ezra, it's going to be like, like, I don't know, the whole build up. We need that build up. So I hope they don't use Thrawn a whole lot in it, to be honest. You guys might hate me for that.
What about you, Jimmy? What do you think?
Yeah, I had the same kind of. As you know, with Dawson being Ahsoka and all that, we'll get into her a little bit more. But it's going to take this series, I think, and then she'll be as special as Ashley Eckstein as Ahsoka. So hopefully, but yeah, Thrawn, man, legit. It's exciting to have the voice actor. I'm a little nervous about how he said he's changed the voice. It would be a little bit silly if he was as slow and drawn out as he was in the cartoon or the animated show. But yeah, I think he looks awesome. I'm curious though, obviously we'll do some predictions at the end, but how is he going to be back and Ezra's not going to be back? I could see where we don't see either one of those two until the very end. Or if he's back, there's some explaining to do. I've seen some things. I don't want to get any spoilers or anything like that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'll take as much of them as I can get. If it's a slow burn, it's a slow burn. So what about you, Jack? How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, so we sort of know from what Dave Filoni said that it's going to be a slow burner. I won't go into too much into like spoilers or what people have said anyway, in case people are avoiding them. But yeah, I want to see loads of Thrawn. I absolutely loved him in Rebels. I thought it was brilliant. I'm not saying I'm not happy, because I'm not happy. When I first seen him revealed, I just looked and thought, that's a Blue Data.
Oh yeah, you did say that before.
That's just a Blue Data.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
the voice will help. I think the voice. When you hear the voice, it'll pull you out of it.
Yeah.
Or pull you into it, I guess.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. Last and not least, then let's talk some snips, aka Ahsoka. So we know that Ahsoka started off in Clone Wars. People that haven't watched Clone Wars would have no idea who this Ahsoka is until they've probably seen Mandalorian when she appeared in season 2. But even then, she is massive. Dave Filoni is essentially project from the off, so he sort of knew that this was coming. Big deal, especially in the Clone Wars. She had such a massive part to play in all aspects of Star Wars from that point onward. She even died and came back to life, I believe, in the Clone Wars, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
So yeah, she's absolutely huge. So we'll start with you then, Taylor. What's your thoughts on Ahsoka herself? What do you think of the character?
I really like Ahsoka. She, first off, right away we meet her in the Clone Wars movie, which is like not the greatest movie. With like Jabba the Hutt's son or something.
It's being generous, Taylor.
I don't want any haters. But yeah, a little bit rough. I remember not liking Ahsoka at the beginning. Was like, ah, can they get this girl a bigger shirt? And she's super annoying. But as you follow the Clone Wars, you start to like her because her attitude starts to kind of dissipate, the annoying attitude, and she starts learning. She starts being mature, and you can see that she's mirroring Anakin a little bit too. Like they go hand in hand with not listening to the original plan, and she fails. Ahsoka fails at a lot of things. I think she even gets some of her crew killed, like some of her clone crew, and it really hits her like this is a real war. Like you can't just goof around. And she grows. Like what other character have we known for years that has come from this goofy, rebellious child, come up to this mature woman who won't train Grogu because Grogu has too much of an attachment to like his dad, like she has come a long way. She has put all of her effort into the religion that is the Jedi, and they betrayed her by not listening to her, even though how many of those Jedi could have just like felt her force telling the truth? Like, you know how some Jedi can tell someone's telling the truth or not because they can just feel it in the Force? Like, come on, there wasn't a single Jedi in the whole, like, I don't know, that could have helped her
out. You got to
out.
remember
Like, no.
the dark side clouds everything.
That's true, because there's so much dark side. Even Yoda's like, oh, we don't even know what's going on right now because there's like, it's confusing. And I wish they would have dug into that a little bit more and explained it, because Yoda's been around for a hell of a long time, especially because we're reading all this High Republic stuff. But I am really excited for this Ahsoka series. Dave Filoni has been building this character for years. This is his retirement fund character. So, and he's not going to let her go out easy. I think it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good.
What about you, Jimmy? What do you think?
Yeah, to echo what Taylor said, I think Ahsoka might be the most developed character in all of Star Wars, if you think about it. Like, I wish that I had the time to go back and watch Clone Wars and just run a stopwatch every time she was on screen and add that up to see. I think we talked about this once before, but she probably has the most screen time of characters. She has the most growth. We've seen her from a little kid all the way up through to what we're going to see with this TV show. And I mean, she was super irritating as Snips that first time, but they kept with it. That's a testament to Dave and George Lucas to stick with it, even to no one liked her, it seemed like. And now she's got her own show. She's beloved. I've got her tattooed on I got her markings tattooed on my arm because I love her so much. I think she's like, she may not be a Jedi, but she is the most Jedi of them all. So I'm pumped. I can't wait. And from everything that we're hearing, the show starts out, you know what the mission is, and she's on it. So I'm excited to see that journey. And I can't wait, man. Jack?
Yeah, again, echoing. But what I will say is, just to put a bit more meat on the bones, is she is the most developed Jedi that we've seen. We have not seen a Jedi as a baby. The way up.
Yeah.
We literally seen her as a baby in Visions.
Oh, that's true.
Visions, in Tales.
Tales of the Jedi. Ahsoka is Jedi.
Is there any other Jedis that we've seen develop? Probably Anakin, but you knew where he was going to end up. Luke Skywalker to an extent, Obi-Wan to an extent. But we've not seen a character develop as much as we've seen Ahsoka develop. I was keen on Ahsoka straight away from the off, if I'm honest. I did like it. The fact that she had dual lightsabers, I'm a big fan of that. Different colours as well. She was rash. It was good character development for. But again, sort of going towards the more modern times now with women being put into more things. It's another female Jedi, which I think is brilliant. But as well, if you look around what's going on outside of Star Wars life, if you like, and this is how it affects a lot of people, it's given that empowerment to women a lot more. I mean, you've got the Barbie movie that's just come out now, and full enough, the Ahsoka series is coming out now. And if you've watched Barbie, you sort of get what I'm getting at. And it's just, it's just a bit more, how can I put it, quality of rights, if that makes sense. But yeah, her fighting style is absolutely fantastic. Like Jimmy said, she's more Jedi than anybody at this present time. I'm interested to see what happens with her, because obviously we don't hear from her in the new sequels. movies. Um,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think now because what I wanted to do is watch the Rise of Skywalker and listen out for what voices are heard because they're all the dead Jedi. So if I don't hear her voice, I'm instantly thinking she's alive. She's somewhere else.
Yeah, but where is she?
Ashley Eckstein did voice it. She's one of the voices
Oh,
in that
did she?
group. Dave came out and said that doesn't mean she's necessarily dead. Just means that she was taking care.
He had to come out and say that, you know.
Wow, he's not gonna. Yeah,
No, he won't spot. Yeah,
Dave,
that's a good point.
I think we'll know when Ahsoka's time is up because Dave will be like really depressed
Yeah,
for like a couple months when he comes to.
I'd be gutted if she died in this. I really would be gutted.
Oh, I hope not.
I
We'll talk
I hope
about
they save
that.
it for the movie.
It's one of my questions for you guys later on. So
awesome. So that concludes our final Rebel rundown. Hopefully, you explorers have enjoyed it. It's sort of got you up to date, if you like, or just reminded and revised you on who's who and what's happening with who in the upcoming Ahsoka show.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, then, is our thoughts and predictions from ourselves and you, the explorers. Cool. So what we're going to go into now then is a couple of our thoughts and predictions for the actual show, Ahsoka itself. Start us off then, we've got a big fan that's led us into our first comment, known as Hank the Tank. Jimmy, take it away.
Yeah, so we asked a few people, we said to them, what are your hopes and your fears and predictions for Ahsoka? What's your excitement level? And I also threw in there is Sabine a Jedi. And so my nephew Hank, he's a 8-year-old Jedi Master. He says, I think this will be the best show ever made.
Yeah.
Sabine is a Jedi. And I said to him, so he thinks it's going to be the best show Disney Plus has made. He's super excited. He says, I said, is Sabine a Jedi? He goes, absolutely. So that's pretty cool from his angle. And then, so I asked him another question. I said, do you think anyone will die? And he says, no. And I said, what are you most excited for? And he said, Chopper. So,
nice.
I can't wait to be able to converse with Hank, chat with him every, probably not Tuesday nights because he's on the East Coast, but get to talk to him about this. I'm excited to hear, not having kids of my own, I get to live through my nieces and nephews, so very exciting.
Awesome stuff.
And then some other people. Russell, he said, I'm excited for it. I hope they continue trying to make connections between the animated series and the movies. I love it when we have those Easter eggs. And I was just started rewatching not Clone Wars, Rebels myself, and just these little things, do or do not, all these little things like that, just in the first 4 or 5 episodes. So good. That's all Dave and his team, I guess. And so I'm excited.
Awesome. Next up, we have the wise master himself, Johnny O. Fears then that they are trying to do too much and please too many people. That the fans will react badly if their particular theory or wants are fulfilled. Hopes or predictions is that we see Ezra meet Kanan's son for the first time. His excitement level is 9 out of 10. Is Sabine a Jedi? He says he hopes not, because it would create a lot of problems and questions.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Good job, Johnny. Way to sink us back into reality. There's Hank that's, it's going to be so great. And then there's Johnny. Everyone's going to hate it because it's not the way they want it to be. I know you didn't say that, Johnny, but that's how Star Wars fans are, guys. We're all sides of the spectrum. Well, I've got a comment from Luke Summerfield here. Sabine is not a Jedi. She's just learning to fight with a saber. Which, okay, pause. We know she's already learned how to fight with the Darksaber from Kanan, so maybe she's just tuning up her skills a little bit because she does have Ezra's saber, right? And Luke says, I just hope it's successful, and I can't wait to jump into the Ghost crew. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
That's going to be so good. Just the ship flying, like the trailer that we just saw with Hera's like, keep your top on, Chopper. And they're just like, whoop, 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 they get, and they're flying around in space battle. Oh, it's so exciting. It just gets me so excited. Oh my gosh.
That's the Phantom 2, right? That's not the second Phantom? Okay.
Phantom takes the first one.
Yes. That's right. Yeah.
So,
I mean, the first one was perfect, but
Next, we've got Anakin Crespin. He says just a small one. A few years back, after they announced they were going to do the Ahsoka show, and Dave Filoni had already implied that what we saw of her in Mando took place before the end scene in Rebels. I rewatched it and swore up and down that the two X-wings escorting Ahsoka to Lothal would end up being Trapper Wolf and Carson Teva. But now he's putting money on Carson Teva and Zeb. So who knows? As a prequel kid and huge Rebels fan, this is about as excited as I can get for anything except for Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And he has a feeling it's going to be amazing, especially excited if Hayden Christensen as Anakin is anything to do with the show. Interactions with Ahsoka. Next up, we've got Jake Crafton, and he's still holding on to Balin and Shin, trying to use the Star Temples to find Thrawn, and using Morgan as she is a Night Sister to activate it.
Yes.
And he's also stated that Marok is not Ezra.
He's not.
He's
no.
not. And
It's
that's
not going to be
all
Ezra.
our comments then from our explorers. We're going to start with you, Jimmy, then. So about Ahsoka show itself, okay, what sort of predictions or questions do you have?
Well, first, we got a letter from Greta that I wanted to read before we got started and all that. And this she has some good stuff in here too, and I think this might help us with our discussion. So it says, "Dear Jimmy, Taylor, and Jack, I cannot wait for the new Ahsoka show to come out Wednesday. Besides her brief time in The Mandalorian, the last time we really saw Ahsoka was in Rebels. And so it was left me wondering what she's been up to this whole time. I am very curious to see what direction the show takes, but I heard that it will be kind of like a 5th season of Rebels, but obviously in live action. Also, Anakin is coming back, and I could not be more pumped. I am excited to see how the story unfolds from their perspective and think that this would also lead to a lot of character development. What I am most thrilled about is the expansion of the Star Wars universe that will be featured in the show. There will be new parts of the galaxy along with new characters and cultures. What are you guys most excited for?" And Greta. So Greta's one of my former runners. She's gotten into Star Wars over the last couple of years. I'm super excited she's with us. But yeah, so Greta, thank you so much for sending that letter in.
Yeah, thanks for the letter.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think she said a lot of good things in there. And, man, I'm just going to say it right out loud. I think Thrawn's a decoy. Personally.
For
From reading
what?
all the books, I think that he starts out as the bad guy. This is the first prediction I'm going to get terribly, terribly wrong, but it's fine. I think he starts out as the bad guy, but I think he's going to be trying to stop something worse that's coming from the unknown regions or wherever he ended up. He sees it's coming, and it's going to be as thing, because what would be, you have to have something to I don't think he's going to be the guy who creates the First Order, right? He's not going to do that. He's going to be the guy, and all these heroes are going to be fighting something else, and maybe a distraction, while the First Order is building up behind the scenes. Now, I don't know where, I have not heard anyone say this, but just given what I've seen of and read of Thrawn, he's not a bad dude. He doesn't have these ambitions to like take over. I mean, his whole thing, evil. Jack, you read that thing. He says he will do whatever it takes to protect his people. Yeah. Maybe that is becoming the new emperor. I just don't see that. But I don't know why I have this feeling like there's gonna be something bigger. You know, and I don't know if we'll see it until the end of season 2, or we won't see it, you know, it'll be like that's how the movie gets started, whatever. I don't know. I don't have this weird feeling that he is gonna end up being not a distraction, but kind of gonna, you know, something's gonna have happened from that.
There was the what were they called, like the lizard things in one of the
Uzon Vong or whatever.
Yeah.
Uzon Vong. I don't necessarily want those guys, but yeah, something like you know, a threat to the whole galaxy, maybe. So,
what if Thrawn's like in it trying to take out Moff Gideon and all of his Force-sensitive clones in the background? Pick up that storyline. Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, think about it too. Like in the Rebels, he was battling Tarkin for the money, basically. I mean, he's basically in government battling Tarkin for the money, to take the money away from the Death Star to put it into his what were the TIE fighters called? TIE Interceptors?
Tying the
Yeah.
sectors, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he thought that was the way to go. He did not want a planet-killing weapon, and I think some of that has to do with exactly what Jack read. He'll do whatever because you can take a Death Star and you can go blow up the Chistis Embassy.
Something's got to distract, like you said. Something has to distract them from the First Order coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know where that's come from, and I just maybe in my overactive imagination, but I have a weird feeling that, something's happening. So that's kind of my crazy prediction for the thing. But what do you guys think? I'm sure we'll talk more. So I got a few questions for you, but so.
Yeah, I think after that, what you said as well, it just kind of makes sense. They've got to steer away from the First Order or distract that from being disrupted, if you like.
Yeah.
And as well, you've got all the temple stuff with Luke Skywalker training the Jedis as well at some point.
Yeah, he's got all the Jedi.
So,
he's starting
again,
that, right?
Ahsoka's going to be maybe involved in that. I think we might see that. We might even see a young Ben Solo. Everyone keeps on about Jason Syndulla.
Oh!
Who knows? Who knows? Or even Han Solo. Chewbacca could appear. Leia could appear again. A little bit older, maybe. Maybe that's in season 2, though, a bit down the line. But I think, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be the bad guy. I think at some point that the Empire / First Order are going to come into connection with each other, and we'll see how the First Order gets made. I think we might even see Snoke.
It all happens like in the Senate. Like that's where it all comes from.
Snoke's alive, obviously, and made by Force Awakens. So again, we might even see Thrawn. He might be the guy that makes Snoke. Obviously, Moff Gideon failed.
Maybe.
We could see the Emperor as well. Don't know now, Jim. You've absolutely thrown me off, if I'm honest.
Yeah. This is totally not what I was thinking.
Like I said,
what if we? Yeah, you're right. What if we do get thrown right away?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have this weird feeling that like Thrawn's everything that you read, and they talked about. And Dave made a special point that he's talked with Timothy Zahn numerous times. Like he would just be a better hero to help. But we'll see. I mean, like I said, I'm not afraid to be wrong. It's just a gut feeling I have. So
yeah.
But yeah.
What about you, Taylor? What's your prediction?
I've kind of been thinking about it a bit. Like, I'm thinking about who we might see in it. Like, we have seen a lot of, we have seen a lot of Ashley Eckstein supporting this, and I feel like we're gonna get like a little clip of her in it somehow. Like, how great would that be? I think I did just see something last week where it was like this new young upcoming actress had rumored to have filmed like a flashback of Ahsoka. Sorry if that's actually true. It's just a rumor. And I was kind of thinking like, I really hope they didn't get somebody else, because they could get Ashley Eckstein to do that. And she would be so great, I think, because it's like the same voice, and like she does have like the big eyes and like that I feel like the young Ahsoka has. So I kind of hope we get a little bit of Ashley Eckstein somewhere, because she's been a huge support of pushing this as well. Where she could have gone totally angry about it. Like, why didn't I get cast? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how much they paid her to not do that.
She'd never go angry because she's got her own brand and stuff like that through.
Yeah,
so
that's true. She was
a Disney
buried
kid,
in this.
so she knows better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she does. She knows better.
She's smarter than that, I think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And
she's
such a good ambassador for Star Wars.
Massively.
She's amazing.
And
just
for women, just
yeah.
everything, right? She's so positive.
Yeah.
Like, I met her at Fan Expo a few months ago, and she was so great. Like, she's just like right away, like, oh, hugs right away. And it was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
She even got my husband to like give her a hug and like do the pose and stuff. And like, my husband doesn't do stuff like that. So she's just loves doing this. She loves Star Wars. I would love to see her in it. She deserves it.
I think she gets a little cameo as a character. Maybe she maybe Ahsoka's fighting or something, and she's like a side character, and she like hands her lightsaber back or something. Can you imagine? Like how cool that would be?
Somebody standing on the side, like that'd be
just
so
kind of
cool.
like someone in a big battle or a big fight scene or something in a public place or something cool.
In it somewhere.
That'd be awesome.
So I would love to see her, and I feel like we're gonna get Tamora Morrison somewhere. in a
Oh.
flashback,
Well,
or
don't we think Rex is coming? Like,
I think so. Like, I think so. And even if it's just like a flashback to him, like from
I'd
the
love
Clone
that.
Wars, that'd be so cool. Can you imagine if we got a flashback and it's like middle of war, there's stuff flying everywhere. We look over and we see Anakin and Ewan McGregor's like crouching behind a rock, like, Ahsoka, do this plan, whatever. And then like Rex is over here, like, come on, man. Like, that would be the coolest flashback ever. Just like a 5-second flashback of all these characters in live action with the cool white Clone Wars. Whew, that'd be so awesome.
Yeah.
well, don't
I
I think?
hope we
I
get
mean,
that.
don't you guys think? I mean, I almost think we're going to see a live action version of that training sequence from Tales of the Jedi. That voiceover
Probably.
of Anakin in that one trailer. We know
Yeah.
he's in it. You know, we're going to see, like you said, a young Ahsoka getting blasted by everyone as if she's training or whatever. So,
Yeah.
but Jack, do you have any outlandish?
Yeah, because like I say, you have put me a bit of a hard rock sort of place. Yeah, no,
All right.
I might even just, I don't know. I don't think Sabine's going to be a Jedi or anything like that. I think we might see Jason being trained by Ezra at some point. But again, with Dave Filoni, you just don't know. You don't want to make it too predictable.
How about this question then? Does Trapper Wolf have a scene with Ahsoka?
Oh, that'd be good. Even if it's just him walking up and like handing her back something, like, thank you, Sergeant Fulcrum.
Right? Because you feel
Makes
like
sense.
Trapper and Carson Teva and all those guys are going to be tied in with Hera because they're all going to be trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And that would be pretty cool to see Dave Filoni getting to interact with live action
Yeah,
His
Ahsoka on
character.
it makes
TV.
sense, especially what Anakin Crespin was saying earlier in the comments about the pilots escorting Ahsoka.
Yeah.
What other questions you got for us, Jimmy?
So another one too. So we got the stuff with the Norse legends, right? So we're talking about Shin,
Right.
Hati, and Balin Skrull, and one chases the light and one chases the dark.
Yeah.
Are they balancing each other out? Where are how is that going to tie in? Do you think? Like, is this going to be a thing where like Balin's going to get taken out right off the bat? Because I do think, correct me if you guys don't agree with me, but they are not making. Rest in peace, Ray Stevenson, first and foremost. But they're
Yes.
not making a big deal, and I haven't heard any leaks, and I haven't anything about they're going to have to rewrite or something because like Balin Skrull is still alive.
Yeah.
Is he going to be like out, and then Shin's going to be running wild because she's chasing the dark and he was chasing the light, kind of thing? Or is that
Maybe.
I could be reading way too much into that, but
Yeah.
I guess the question I guess you guys could answer is, what do you think their role in this the series is going to be? Just having seen them,
Yeah, they're preparing
bit
for
that we have.
something as well, aren't they? So
Yeah.
that might tie into what you're saying, where Thrawn's trying to actually protect them from something that is coming, whereas Balin and Hattie are trying to actually bring that something across.
Yeah.
Maybe like a new power. I think we're going to see a third version of the Force, as in you've got the light, the dark, and like the neutral side. So I think that's where Ahsoka's going to find herself. That's a good shout with the Balin stuff. I do think he's going to get taken out within the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, you're totally right.
I think he'll get taken out in the first 2 episodes. Shin, I'm not sure.
Have a weird feeling that's going to happen too for some reason, and Shin's going to be doing her own thing. I'm doing my research right now for that Wolves and Star Wars thing, but I haven't gotten that part of it yet to where I know which one's chasing which, like the moon or the sun,
Mhm.
So I'm kind of curious about that. My next question for you guys, I guess, who's going to die in this season?
I'm with Hank the Tank.
No
With
one.
Hank the Tank?
I'm with Hank the
Yeah.
Tank. Good, on the good side, if you like the light side, I don't think anyone's going to die.
Oh man.
I don't think anyone's going to die. And just with that Balin stuff as well, I think they will. And this Marok's bugging me as well. What if Marok's actually Shin? What if Balin and Shin get defeated, and then Shin comes back as that Marok?
Oh. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, there's some stuff on Wikipedia that talks about that. So, I mean, we'll have to dive into that a little bit if we want to. But yeah, so I don't know. could be wide open. I'm not sure how much they're really allowed to put on those fan sites.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, that would be crazy. I'm hoping it's Barris Offee, but it would be weird if it was. I can't tell from the way she stands if that's
What happened to her last time? She got imprisoned, didn't she?
She got arrested by the Jedi and taken away, and then we never saw her again. So,
and not too much longer later, the Jedi get taken out.
Yeah, it's not going to be Barris, I don't think. But yeah, I'm with Hank the Tank. Great prediction by a great person. So yeah, Hank, I'm with you. No one's going to die.
What do you think, Taylor?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone's gonna die. Like, we're obviously not gonna have like Hera or Sabine die because you get like, I don't know. I don't think Dave Filoni is gonna kill off some characters that we love so much, right? At least not in season 1. Like, it might be good when if we get a season 2 of Ahsoka, that would be awesome. But I think you're totally right with the Baylan thing. I think Baylan's going to get taken out right away in the first 2 episodes, and Shin's going to be off being misguided and trying to figure things out on her own, and then that's how she's going to get into this fight with Sabine. And I don't think Sabine is going to be a Jedi. Yes, they're trying so hard to make everybody think, no, she's not, but yes, she is, but no, she's not. I think she's got Ezra's weapon, and she knows she needs to keep tune on how to use it. And it's not like Ahsoka is thinking, well, I'm a Jedi Knight, so I'm going to train you to be a Jedi, because she doesn't believe that she is a Jedi. So why would she teach somebody else to be a Jedi? But she also knows Luke, who is currently looking for other people to start training, and he's just learning how to train as well, asking her advice. So if she finds anybody worthy of being a Jedi, she's going to send them to Luke, right?
Yeah. Also, let's not forget as well, with the Sith, they love to prey on the weak. So let's say Baylan gets killed. That leaves Shin right open for the taking.
Yeah, exactly. And like, she does have that like little Jedi braid, but like, is that a braid or is that like a little thing to like honor her dead master or something cool like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
It would make sense if it kind of is cool if he gets like whacked off right away. Like, I mean, terrible because Ray Stevenson is awesome, but
I think he'll get done.
I hope he's all the way through it. But yeah, I mean, I feel like we'd hear something if they were doing rewrites or had to change anything. I mean, he had passed away whenever everything was coming out. So I don't know. I really hope he gets. His story gets wrapped up in a respectful way, and that we can all just kind of appreciate the man for what he was done for all the nerd stuff that he did for everybody. I mean, we saw him at Celebration. He was so cool. He just looked like this cool, hip dude, and I was like, man, that guy's got it. There's like some swag to that guy. So I'm sorry, that guy's got some riz, as the kids would say these days. So, but it doesn't make any sense, I know. But when you work with high schoolers, that's the stuff you learn.
Oh, God. Next week on Jimmy's Terms of the Week.
Oh, my goodness. I had to have it explained to me because it sounds terrible, but it's just about, it's the same thing as swag, basically.
All right.
You guys have anything? Any thoughts, questions?
We're going to see Jason.
Ooh.
Oh, we're going to see Jason.
Okay, I think we're getting Jason, but I think we're only going to get him on like a flashback. Like, I don't think we're going to have adult Jason running around working on something. I think it's going to be because we see that Sabine's hair changes and stuff. So I think they're going to jump back and forth in the timeline right away. And like, this happened before, blah, blah. And I think we're going to see Jason as a kid being like, this is how it was before. Like when we were and I think he'll be there as a kid. I don't think we're going to see him as an adult. I think he's going to be like off working for, the New Republic somewhere, or like one of their military groups or something like that, because his mom is such an amazing, war general.
Yeah, because this is set like 7 to 10 years after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
I think we'll see him. I think he'll be part of the Ghost crew. But I wouldn't be, like, again, I'm just throwing it out there, but I think we see him. He'd be what? He'd be, because he was born before A New Hope.
Yeah.
So then you have all that time, plus that. I mean, he'll be almost a teenager then.
Yeah.
Just kind of on the cusp of being a teenager. So you might be right though, Taylor. If he is force sensitive, he'd be off with Luke Skywalker, and
Yeah.
So, but
What-
yeah, I mean, I hope I see him, but
What if Hera gets killed, he gets abducted, and he ends up being Maverick because he's been lied to that it's the Jedi that killed his mum and his dad.
that'd be a.
Oh my
Are you saying like
gosh.
there's a big time jump from like the first episode or whatever?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Who knows?
maybe that'd be.
Can you imagine
crazy.
they just throw us way off? It's actually 30 years in the future.
You gotta
Well,
think
there is a
these
big
things.
time gap. Well, we don't know.
Yeah,
You know, they said it's
Yeah.
set in the same time as Mando season 3, but they could jump
because
later on, or
Marok for Sith, they always take new names, don't they? Like Ben Solo, Kylo Ren. Nothing to
Yeah.
do with Ben Solo.
For sure.
Jason Syndulla, Marok. You wouldn't think it. There's a mask on him for a reason.
Yeah.
Who is it?
that'd be crazy, Jack. I never that thought has never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Oh my
What
That's
if Hera
gosh.
dies? What if Hera dies protecting Ahsoka? And that's where that hatred comes from. That's why they fight. And then Marok's obviously, Jason's obviously then been lied to that his dad died protecting Jedi as well, or was killed or sacrificed by the Jedi or something.
Oh, dang,
Oh.
we're going down
Or
some.
Oh man, the
Even
speculation
better,
is real.
you could have Hera died because of Ahsoka, Kanan died because of Sabine/Ezra, which
Oh, dang.
really is correct as well, because it was Ezra and Sabine on that mission with him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who knows?
Oh
that
man.
would be crazy. All right. Final question, because we're getting in there, and this is gonna be a long one. What's your hype level? I guess. All right. So Taylor,
I'm at like an 8 out of 10. Just
do you
because
agree? Do you agree with Hank the Tank that this will be the best show that Disney Plus has done?
I don't know. I think Mando is probably going to keep that just because so many different people that don't like Star Wars or aren't into Star Wars can get into Mando and not have to know all the background stuff.
Okay.
I think this is going to be really good because this is Dave Filoni's show. He is not going to let it go like underrated. They have been working on this for so long. So I think, and I really hope that they've learned from a lot of stuff they've done the last few years that hasn't really come out well received. So I think he is on the right path. I think it's going to be very good. But I don't know. I think Mando's going to keep the Star Wars live action king title. But we'll
All
see.
right.
We'll see.
Jack, what about you? You already agree
I'm
with
with
Hank the Tank once.
I'm with
Oh,
Hank the Tank. 100%. Hank the Tank's my boy. 100%. He's won my comment of the week. So yeah, congratulations, Hank the Tank. You'll be getting a special prize, I'm sure. He's our comment of the week. Lightsabers, Sith, Jedi, ships, battles. I can't scream because it's nearly midnight here and the kids are in bed. My excitement levels are huge. I can't wait for it. I cannot wait for it. I would love to see Hank the Tank's reaction as well. We need to get that video.
I
Yeah.
want my brother to videotape him watching the show. I think if I can get him to do it,
Or-
we'll see.
What we need to do is try and get him on.
Oh yeah, he would love it.
Love to see the view of a child. What about you, Jimmy?
Yeah, like I said, I don't care if anything, it's just like Johnny said, some people get real upset when their predictions don't. I don't
Mhm.
care. I'm just, speculating and throwing ideas out there. This show is going to be awesome. Like we
Yeah.
said, we've got Jedi that we don't understand yet with orange lightsabers. We've never
Yes.
seen that in canon. We've got, it just seems like it's just all of a sudden this whole, because I know like Alex Damon from Star Wars Explained said, he was the first guy to say like she's a Night Sister.
Yeah.
And now it just seems like everyone's just accepting this. So to see another Night Sister along with
Live
Marin,
action.
live action, it's pretty cool. Man, there's just so much. You got Thrawn, you got all this stuff. I think that I just can't wait. I feel like Tuesday I'm going to be like, I'll have to get up at 4:45 anyways that day for practice. So it's going to be the longest
long
day
day.
until 8:00. But I cannot wait to watch the show. I cannot wait to jump on right afterwards and talk to you guys about it. I just think I would have to say, I think it's going to be different than Andor. I think they kind of fall in different categories as far as like types of Star Wars shows. But I do think this will be, because I think this one's going to fall more in the Mando Boba Fett kind of show. And I predict, for me, this will be the best thing that they've done.
Yep.
So, but, again, I love Andor, but I think it's like in a different category of Star Wars type show.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm pumped. I think Star Wars needs this. This could be the catapult for getting Dave into more control and leading Star Wars down the future. So I'm really excited. And I don't care if any of my prediction. I hope I'm wrong at every single turn. That way, I'm surprised every single episode.
Yeah. And that about wraps it up for this week's episode. As always, please keep commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and the Twitter at Explore the Force. Again, feel free to send us any emails or voice notes at exploretheforce@gmail.com. And as always, closing the show then, Taylor.
For light and life.
And for myself, something's coming. Something dark.
Ooh.
Ooh. And for all of us, we have spoken.
See you in about 3 days.
Yes, you guys.
Yeah, it'll be soon.